Hello and welcome to Spirits, Mediums, and Things That Go Bump in the Night. And with us today is my co-host Tony.
Hello.
And a very special person by the name of Michael Pappas.
Hello.
Who hails from New Jersey.
Yeah. Jersey boy.
And today we're going to be talking with Michael about Diksha. And I just learned about this past week, and I was the recipient of some of this healing. So Diksha is actually healing, correct?
Correct, yeah.
Where did it come from? How did it start?
It originated from India. There's actually a oneness university where they actually train people and teach it. To become a trainer, I guess they stay there for about a month or so to go through a full training, and then they have different chambers in the U.S. In Austin, Texas, they have one. In New Jersey, I think they're opening one, and they just one will be open in June in Pennsylvania. So they have different chambers if you'd like to go for training and whatnot.
Oh, wow. Excellent. Now, how old are you? I mean, I'm not saying anything. I mean, if you would ask me how old I was, I'd slap you, but how old are you?
I actually just turned 24 this month. So.
Now, what makes a 24-year-old young man interested in something called Diksha?
Yeah, well, it's all pretty new to me. That recently this year I've been going to a lot of seminars and meeting a lot of different people. And I actually met somebody who's actually my age, named Steve Bros, who trained me. And he actually went to India for a month or so and got trained and came back to the States.
So the seminars are on what?
The seminars, you do different meditations and whatnot. And we talk about a lot of things. It's a lot of information, what Diksha is and like how it affects the body and the brain. And
so is this about visualization, or is it about vibration, or what exactly is it?
Basically, it has a little bit to do with everything. It's pretty much a oneness blessing, or that's what they call it. It's a oneness blessing, and what it does is it raises a person's consciousness or awakens them. And,
all right, well, now, oneness, explain that to our audience, yeah.
A oneness? Yeah. Well, they say oneness as a oneness blessing, but it's more of an awakening blessing to raise a person's consciousness and just so that person can feel whole with themselves on a conscious level.
So what would a person feel if they became one?
If they became one, I'd say they feel more alert and more in touch with themselves and their higher selves or their higher being.
Does it build confidence?
Yeah, I'd say it definitely builds confidence. It gives you new perspectives on how to look at different situations.
Now, when you first learned about it, what was it about Diksha that convinced you or enticed you, into this mode of healing? I mean, some of our audience people, whenever they hear anything about, India or something like that, they're thinking immediately cult. Yeah. So,
true.
What would you say to our audience that would put aside those fears or whatever? What attracted you?
Well, at first I was iffy about it. I wasn't sure what it was, but after I did it, depending on how in touch you are with yourself, you do feel some kind of energy in your body or some kind of movement. But there's nothing bad that can come out of it, and it was a very good experience for me. So.
Wow.
Now, typically, how long does it take for somebody to? I'm assuming they're sitting down, or are they laying down, or how long does a session normally take with you doing it on someone?
All the person has to do is sit down and close their eyes, and I would just put my hands on top of their head, and it could take anywhere from 20 seconds to a minute to 2 minutes.
Okay, I'll do it. She's looking at me.
So, I mean, is it something that you would be able to do on air? Just
yes,
to
I could do it, yeah.
Give a taste or whatever to.
Yeah, and I'm honest, so.
Yeah. Yeah. How come you always get the good-looking guys?
Because you have a boyfriend. He's good looking.
Which, by the way, or who turns out, by the way, to be your uncle,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Good thing we said that.
I know we had
Runs in
to.
the family.
Yeah, yeah.
Keep it in the family. Now, your mom, Yota,
Yes.
okay, is also very spiritual and very aware, you know, and she does the essential oils and things like that. Now, have you done this with her, and what does she feel? The reason I'm bringing her up is because I'd love to have her on the show sometime
Yeah, actually,
too.
my mom's the one who got me into the whole holistic, spiritual kind of thing a couple of years ago.
Wow.
Your mom did?
Yeah.
You listened?
Yeah,
Wow.
Wow. So that means you would have been what, 20?
This was...
Two.
No, this was in 2009. I was probably 18, 19 at the time.
Wow.
And she first got me into this thing called the Journey,
Uh-huh.
which is it's tough to explain. You go back into your body, and you go back into your cellular memory, and you resolve an issue in the past. And yeah.
Okay, like for instance, if somebody was sexually abused, because there is a lot of that out there, when you're saying what you're saying, what would happen in that case?
Well, in that case, you would sit across from a person. They read from a script, and what it does, it helps you drop through your layers of like anger or different layers of emotion, pretty much. So once you drop to those layers, you drop into your core being, and what that does is your body knows where you need to go, so it will take you to wherever that affected you most. And one of the processes, you go to a campfire to where all the people were involved, and the younger you, and the people at the time, and you speak on everybody's behalf on their subconscious level, and you resolve that issue.
Now, when you're saying you speak, so let's say if I was the one that was abused, I would be speaking using the words of the people that were around that had abused me?
Yep. You would be speaking. You could speak to your younger self,
Right.
and you would speak to the abuser, but you could speak to them as if you were them, and you would speak on their subconscious level of what they would say. Like if you could ask them, "How could you hurt me like this?" and you would speak on their behalf on their subconscious level, and say, "I know what I did was wrong, but I just had my own issues and whatnot."
Wow.
So you'd go around and speak to every person that was involved in that situation.
And how long does that typically take?
With that kind of process, they have an emotional process and a physical process, but each process can take 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I know a few people with some processing, they could even take 3 hours, 4 hours. It all varies on how deep-seated the issue is.
Now, when you're saying deep-seated, you're talking about the DNA level or just the cellular?
Cellular level, yeah. Because what you do is you pretty much, once you resolve that issue, that cell will now create a new cell without that memory or that emotion instilled in it.
Okay, cellular. This is the first time I've heard this word going in. Well, where is that in you? Is that going back to when you said your younger self, or what? The cellular.
Well,
How do you
it's
know
just-
you're doing it, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
How do you know if you were abused? Do you go to this area, or do you go to this area, or do you go to this area?
Well, I mean, your body will take you where you need to go. For example, one of my processes, my issue was that I didn't love myself. So for my issue, like the other person reads a script, you sit, there's no physical contact. And the thing with this is you feel that emotion. So I felt that emotion of not feeling loved or loving myself. So when I closed my eyes, during that process, it took me into my intestines, and in my intestines I could see that it was ripped, like physically ripped. So once you go through and you go to the campfire and you speak to everybody on a subconscious level and whatnot, you go back in and you visualize it. And when you do this, you also have a mentor with you, but you visualize it, and after you do a whole process and talking to everybody that was involved, you visualize that part of your body you go to that was damaged, and you'll see that it's healed. So when I did it, I saw that my intestine, it was like it was stitched back up. And so after my process, you take a rocket ship and you go back up and you go back into your conscious self. And from then on, after that, like I used to binge eat a lot. So from that point on, I probably ate 1 meal a day and I was full.
Wow.
Wow.
'Cause, I mean, I would binge eat to the point where I'd feel sick, but I'd keep eating. But after that, I had trouble having 2 meals a day for a long time.
Wow.
It was very powerful meditations.
Now, we were talking a couple of days ago where you're a twin,
Yes,
and you were talking about how you had your mom delivered you by cesarean, correct?
correct.
And that was that about doing this process, or was it doing about the diksha?
That was
where?
with Diksha.
Oh, that was amazing. Could you just?
Yeah. Okay. So so when I got initiated for Diksha, we do it's a 2-day process, 10 hours a day, and pretty much we go over a lot of information of like lives and past lives, before birth, after birth, during birth. So, and we do different meditations, and one of the meditations was a rebirth, and one of my issues, because I'm a C-section baby, there are different issues associated with that, like lack of drive, motivation.
Really?
Yes. Yep.
For children that have been delivered by cesarean?
Yep.
Wow. Did you know that?
No,
So for
I'm learning too.
So for that meditation, I don't recall the meditation, but for one of the meditations, it hit me really powerfully because it was just, he had us picture ourselves sitting in the ocean with the moonlight shining through at nighttime. And during this time in the meditation, like, I could hear and kind of feel a sense of everybody of when I was about to be delivered or taken out.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a sense of like all the people in the room, and it was very chaotic. And later I found out that there were probably over a dozen people that were in the room while the operation took place.
Wow.
So during that meditation, I like felt and I heard different people like yelling, shouting. So in this meditation, during like right before, and I feel like I experienced like a natural birth, because the C-section is not a natural birth. So with that, that's how you get those issues. But during that meditation, it was as if somebody flicked me inside my brain, and my head spasmed. So it was like a literal flick inside my brain and the perineal lobe, I believe. And also they say that's where awakening takes place, or where awakening takes place with consciousness. So during that meditation, it was like somebody flicked me in the brain, and my head spasmed uncontrollably for just one little spasm. And just since then, I've felt different. I can still feel it. Yeah. But I mean, after the weekend, I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I had a headache for the next 2 days. But it was a different kind of headache. It was almost as if something was balancing out, because what Diksha does, it actually changes the chemicals in your brain, and it, like physically, mentally, emotionally, it changes you.
Is it only in the
positive
brain,
way.
or is it throughout the whole body?
It can be throughout the body. So it is a physical change in the body and what the brain releases chemically.
So when you did it with me. You did it twice.
Yes.
With me, and where I felt it was where the imbalance was my lower spine.
Yep, I remember you came in the room and you're hunched over.
Oh my God, it was really, really hurting, and I really thought that that it was either a pinched nerve or
Pulled
you know
muscle
me.
or-
Oh no, I
Yeah.
wasn't thinking anything so easy as that. I'm a closet hypochondriac, so it's like it was the big thing, whatever the
You were gonna
big-
die.
I was going to die, and was going to be dying soon, because the pain with this was awful. And you did your work, and I remember you put your hands over my head, and I jumped, because it felt as though I had an electrical shock that totally went not down through me, but up through me. Is that normal?
Yeah, I mean, it's different for everybody because it all depends on your diet, what you eat, if you're on prescription medication, you drink, smoke.
Oh, no wonder it came up from my feet.
Why, honey?
Grounding my energy.
Grounding your energy. Okay.
You know, but it's like, but then I went through a day and a half, 2 days. I mean, there was so much pain. I mean, it was like really hard, really painful. And then all of a sudden, the day after, it was gone. So what normally would have probably lasted me a week with that kind of pain lasted me a day and a half. And I felt like things were shifting. In fact, what I felt like, the pain sometimes would be here to the side, and then all of a sudden, boom, it went over here, and then back again. And you were going to explain that, the thing about how it goes like this.
Oh, with the infinity symbol?
Yes, the infinity symbol.
Well, right now we're moving into a 5D kind of world, and right now we're in we were in a 3D world, and everything's moving up to a 5D. So there are new chakras opening up in the body, and with those they have infinity symbols that go through. So that's a whole nother story. But
Well,
yeah, a lot of
some people won't know what chakras are. Could you
Right.
explain that?
well, there are the 7 chakras in the body, but right now there are 7, and right now there are probably about 10 going on 12, and from what I've been told, there are probably going to be about 18.
Well, where are the chakras now? Because a lot of our people
Have no idea,
have no idea.
about the aura or the chakras or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Well, we have the crown chakra that's at the top of your head. There's the third eye. And then there's your throat chakra. There's your heart chakra.
Solar plexus.
Solar plex. Sacral.
The creative aspect.
The creative aspect, and then your sacral chakra. But there are new ones that are opening up in between and joining with the new ones also. For example, like your heart chakra was down here originally, and now it moved above. It's right above your sternum, pretty much. And
When you say they moved, what do you mean? I mean, we're talking energy, moving, the heart moved up, or? Just so
I
we-
mean, the old heart chakra is still there, but a new one was created. But it still took some of that, and it joined in, and with that, it made a new infinity symbol. And
Now, what it is exactly a chakra?
what exactly is a chakra?
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm just seeing it from what I've been told is that chakras are on specific parts of your body that hold energy and send energy out. Is that correct?
I'm not too familiar with the whole chakra thing.
Yeah.
I really couldn't say.
Well, there's times I say to you, my chakras are off. I know they're off.
Yeah, you feel out of balance.
Out of balance, not grounded. And it's almost, there's this, not the bells, the glasses, whatever people use to center you. No, not, well, that will, no. No, but there's like this tone that you feel, God, you feel it in your,
Like a singing
Like glass
bowl?
bowls.
yes,
Singing bowl, okay,
yes.
yeah.
Singing bowls, yeah.
You feel that, and it's like, I feel it lines me up.
And also tuning forks and whatnot.
And tune, okay,
Oh, wow.
lines me
They have
right
different
up.
Yeah.
Vibrations. Because each tuning fork, they have different vibrations for the heart or whichever chakra. So they
Okay.
all vary.
Wow. And this Diksha,
Diksha, yes.
okay, uses that.
Yeah, it raises your vibration with your consciousness, but you can use all those to
To activate the chakras.
activate the chakras.
Now, if a chakra is off,
Mhm.
do you have any idea of what it does, or how it puts somebody out of alignment, or
Relating to Diksha, or just in general?
No, just the law around it, or whatever.
Well, with the different vibrations, with like a singing bowl or a tuning fork, they can actually probably raise the vibration and put your chakra back into where it should be. But other than that, I really couldn't say. I'm not too familiar with that.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is really interesting.
No, I mean, it's good to break it down like this
Yeah.
because the audience doesn't know. I'm learning. I've never heard of this before. But I can tell when I'm off balance. I can tell when
Something's not right.
it's not right and I need to do something.
Isn't that called women's intuition?
Nothing that simple. Nothing that
If
simple.
it's women's intuition for us, what is it for men?
Men's intuition. Men can have it too,
Men have it as well?
as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was taught to believe they don't.
Well, you better go back to your sources. They do. No, I mean, I feel like when I'm off, it's the energy from other people around me that throws me off.
Yeah.
And I've allowed that to affect me. So now I'm off. Now I have to get away from everybody I know for a day and a night and just be.
So this diksha, if you were to get, can you do it?
Yeah. I
Okay,
can.
would you show the audience exactly what you do?
What do you want me to do?
Okay.
Should I turn the chair
Or no, if you can get right behind her.
behind you? Okay.
Yeah. I think that'll
Okay.
be all right.
I should be facing her though,
No,
technically.
no.
But
Oh, you will? Oh, you're going to be facing her?
yeah,
Rather
probably
than from
better.
Well,
behind
what
her?
if I turn to the side like this? Would this help?
Yeah, that works too.
And then the
Okay.
camera can still see
Okay.
us.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
basically, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cup my hands, and when we were training, said picture a golden globe, and that's just Christ's energy, God's energy, and all I'm gonna do is go like that, and I'm act like I'm pouring it into you.
Okay,
and
so
I
just
place
go
my
ahead.
hands,
Okay.
Okay.
and what that is, so as I'm pouring it, it hits all the meridians in the body.
Okay.
So first I'm gonna do a bow as gratitude, and yeah. So all you have to do is close your eyes, and I'm just gonna put my hands on your head. That's all it takes. I mean,
Wow.
you might feel something, you might not. That all depends on the person and their diet.
Well,
What did you feel?
well, you said you felt it going up. I felt it coming exactly from your hands down. I felt my face kind of getting warm and tingly. And then I start feeling it go down, but not up.
Not a, well, the first time he did it was, the second
Well,
time he
it
did
is
it, I
different for
felt the
everybody.
heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I feel, yeah,
I mean, you might feel something tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
You might feel something in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They say one diksha can last up to 6 months. So in
Wow.
that time period, you might wake up and have an epiphany or a realization.
a scathingly brilliant idea?
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Hey,
No, I did. And in fact, I pulled a muscle in my neck. And the past, month or so, I've been having a difficult time with it. And I went into UNE because they have a program there that they can put everything back the way it needs to be. And it was just starting, felt great. This week, the pain has been up here, and now I don't feel it. I don't feel it. I couldn't do this morning. Okay,
Wow.
Okay.
This is good.
this is good.
You know, want to try an experiment? I like doing things like this. Okay, now it's all vibration, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
The TV is vibration. Yeah?
yeah.
Okay. What if the experiment right here, for all those that are watching on TV, what if you were to do the very same thing right now, visualizing sending it to
Well, I
the
can do
camera?
that. Like, I can give it to you without even
Are you
putting
sure?
Yeah.
You couldn't, you would,
You could
Oh,
do it
wait.
to the audience?
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you want to try?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You want
And
to sit here to be
yeah,
in the middle?
No, it's okay. I can
Okay.
sit
okay,
wherever.
so your intention will be
My intention will be to give a diksha to anyone that's watching this right now.
so that they may feel an energy, or I mean for healing, mind, body, soul, spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yep.
And does it also work on the financial aspects too?
Financial aspects.
Of course it does.
Yeah. In some aspect of your life, it could.
Okay.
Well, if you feel good about yourself,
Yeah.
your ideas are going to come.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah. So why don't you try that now? So what intention do we need to hold? Do we just send along with you, or do we just sit here, or what would you like us to do?
You guys can send the intention also. That'd be great.
Okay.
But,
So we'll do that.
Yeah.
So this is for our audience, that Michael Pappas is going to be sending a Diksha healing to everyone that's going to be watching it, even those on YouTube.
Okay.
Okay? So it'll be very interesting to see what happens, what kind of healing. So it's like, be aware.
Yeah.
Be aware of what will
more
take.
of an awakening.
Yes, an awakening.
Okay, get Ashley and Michelle in the room, guys. Oh, in the booth. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you. Now, I felt goosebumps. Did you feel anything with that?
No.
No? Okay. I felt goosebumps. Like,
I'm still warm from,
oh, from his treatment.
yeah.
Is that what you call it? A treatment?
I
Or
wouldn't call
what
it
do
a treatment.
No?
Because it's not really me that's doing it. I'm just acting as a vessel, or my my divine self
Right.
is helping your divine.
Yeah, no, I still feel what you did. So maybe, you know, I'm still feeling that.
Yeah.
Now, can she do a pay it forward type of thing? Or, you know, as though doing like what you did? Or is this should only be done by another Diksha practitioner?
Yeah, I'd say it only have to be done by another Diksha practitioner.
Yeah.
Just because there's a certain initiation you have to go through and whatnot.
Similar to like Reiki? Is this like Reiki?
I'm gonna say no,
No?
because it's not like it's similar, but not. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I have to say that I have not had any aches and pains in my knees, you know, and Chris likes to call me no knees because I have no knees, but I have not felt any pain in my knees, you know, since you've done your work with me. And that was what, 2 days ago?
Yeah,
3
2,
days
3
ago,
days
something
yeah.
like that. You know, so which I think is pretty incredible.
So now, where do you see yourself as this grows stronger in you?
Honestly, I couldn't say.
You think you'll go to India?
I would like to very much, yeah. So maybe this year, maybe next year, but I mean, this is all pretty relatively new to me. So, I don't know. I've just been absorbing everything I've been going to. And, yeah, let me see where it takes
Wow.
me.
Well, I have a feeling it's going to take you to far places.
Yeah,
I
thank
really
you.
do.
Well, I mean, but now your life has totally changed.
Yeah, it has.
Your thought pattern has changed, your feelings, which is going to set a tone for his life going forward.
Yeah, and also whenever I give somebody Diksha, I also receive it too.
Okay.
So it raises my consciousness with my divine self.
Okay.
And before, when I told you guys, when I felt like someone flicked me in my brain, I can, like, I'm aware of it now and I can feel it. And whenever I give Diksha or receive it, it kind of activates, and I could still feel it, and it feels like it's trying to get into the other side of my brain.
Ooh.
You did that
I did.
to, no, you did that to a friend of ours, Sue,
I did?
when we were sitting and she would say something very positive and then she'd follow it up with a negative.
Right.
And you did this in her third eye and said, whenever you do that, you're going to feel this. And you know, even to this day,
She flicks her forehead?
no, she feels your finger flicking it.
Oh, she does?
No, she doesn't flick her own forehead. Darn.
Eee.
No, she feels your fingers.
Oh, my finger
So with
flicking
what
her on the forehead.
Michael is saying,
Yes.
it does. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, that's really funny that you say that, you know. It's like if I did that, then that was totally Holy Spirit that, you know, said to do that, you know, to do the flick on the forehead type of thing. It's like, wake up, boom, you know, so it's like, that's funny.
Yes, yes, I know. Because I saw Sue a week ago, and she was starting to go into a pattern, and I said, you know what Gloria did to you? She said, I know. And she feels that.
Yeah.
You know, have you noticed that what's taking place in the world with moving from what you said, this third dimensional level to a fifth dimensional level, which I don't really have a clue about other than possibly this fifth dimensional thing? Isn't it about your thoughts are being made manifested almost immediately, and that's why we have to really be careful about what we think about? Is that what you know about it, or?
I wouldn't say we have to be careful about what we think about, because we have free thought. But that's a tough question.
Well, thoughts are vibration, right?
They are vibration, yes. So you want to send out positive thoughts, not negative thoughts. But in the new 5D, this is all relatively really new too. But in 3D, it has to do with emotions like anger, sadness, greed. 5D is kind of rising above that. So
What happened to the fourth?
I don't know if there's a fourth. I don't know. I couldn't say.
They're doing odd numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
3D, 5D.
But,
Oh, by the way, do you know today is a 444? 14? You know, 444. 444 are the angel numbers. Did you know that?
No.
I don't know why I needed to tell that or say that, but yeah, 444. When you see sequences of numbers, 444 is specifically about angels.
Where are those numbers coming from?
In here?
No, I know they're coming from in here. But why is it 4?
Well, Doreen Virtue, okay, is, I think she's a psychiatrist, but she wrote a book from numbers from 0 to 999 that people started seeing sequences of numbers. And it was driving some people crazy. Like the 444 when I was living in Oregon, that I kept seeing it for a whole year. I'd be waking up at 444. And everywhere I looked, 444 was always there. License plates, rooms, whatever, I'd see 444, clock 444. And I was even going to put a notice in the paper asking, does anybody know what these numbers mean? It was really, really driving me nuts. But it was while I was going through wondering if I should get a divorce and all that sort of stuff. And I'd been praying for signs. When you pray for signs, you're going to get the signs. Even if you don't know what the signs are, you're going to be seeing them. And so, like 111, I think is about like being very careful what you want to manifest when you see 111, those numbers, because it means you are in that mode of creation. Okay, so it's like, but today specifically is a 4/4/2014, so it's still that 4. Okay.
Okay,
So,
2014.
right. So I think, and it may be that somebody out there listening to this is getting those numbers, but if they want to see, they can just go to Doreen Virtue and look on, what do you call it, the computer or something, or get her book. But it's absolutely, it's about synchronicity. That numbers are the first, it's like the code or whatever. I don't know where that's all coming from. It's the first code, and it's like codex or whatever. And what you're talking about, it's almost like it's triggering that, going into that fifth dimensional level. We need this, don't we?
Yeah.
We need to be cleared, and we need, that's that infinity coming back into ourselves, into our divine timing, right?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty reasonable to me.
Yeah.
But they also say, how everybody was saying, oh, 2012, the end of the world.
Yeah.
That was actually a shift on the earth and universally with new energies opening up. So all these new energies are coming into the world now, and they're all started in, 2012. 2012.
Yeah.
So all these new energies are all these, I guess you can say, divine beings from the universe are revealing themselves to people on Earth, and they're opening up information and giving it to people. So,
This is amazing.
So before we were in 2012 was a transition from the Iron Age into the Golden Age, and that's where we are now. And,
Golden Age?
The Golden Age, yes. And at the Oneness University in India, they say by the year 2035, everybody's consciousness will rise in the world.
So it's not, for those that are afraid of the end of the world thing, it's not about the world ending, it's about life as we know, the transition as the world turns.
Yeah. And that's why from that point till now, this is going to be where relationships or just different aspects of people's lives are going to change, whether they like it or not. I mean, and they say by 2035, everybody's consciousness will rise, and it's kind of...
What happens to the ones that don't want to rise? They feel like there's nothing wrong with my consciousness. What happens to them?
They won't have a choice?
Yeah, from what I've been told, it's not really anything they can do about it.
You either do or you get out?
Yeah, I guess so.
Now, tomorrow is 4/14.
No, today is 4/4.
No, this is the 3rd.
Today's the 3rd?
I
thought
have no
today was
idea.
I thought
Hey guys,
today...
is this the 3rd? They left.
We have been abandoned.
Steve, Amy, Ashley, is it the 3rd or the 4th? I can't see without my glasses.
Put up your fingers.
Gloria can see.
4.
It is the 4th.
It is the
Today
4th.
is the 4th.
Hey, I'm on vacation, so I
Why
don't
did
need
my
to know what day it
computer
is.
say the 3rd? Huh.
Maybe
Okay.
it's old.
No, it's... I'm a day behind then. Okay.
Today is the 4th. Yeah. So somebody out there needs to know that about 444. So synchronicity. It's all vibration, all about energy.
Well, like 7-Eleven. No.
How about McDonald's?
No, I meant 9/11. I meant...
And 911, okay, 9, 10, 11, you add it up together is an 11, which is a mastery number, by the way.
Okay.
So people born on the 11th or the 22nd or the 30th, there's no 33rd, but or where are their numbers, if they ever do numerology, that's really interesting as well, too. I don't know if you know anything at all about that.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that.
Speaking of which, what day is your birthday?
My day, March 26th.
The 26th, okay. So for people that want to know about numerology and stuff, they would take March, which is the 3rd month, and then so they'd go 3, and then the 2, so they'd go 5, 3, 4, 5, and the 6, so 6 and 5 is an 11. So if you're adding up your numbers, just those first numbers, you're an 11, which is mastery. Didn't know that, did ya?
Nope, no
Yeah.
idea.
So it means that you came into this lifetime to teach, to be of service, to learn, to maybe to learn mastery, to be able to be of service to other people.
Yeah.
So how would I have known that? The mastery asking you what your number is. But so that's part of the numerology thing, and I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but it's, oh well, I guess I can, can't I?
You sure can. This is your show, and you can talk about anything you want to talk about. Yes.
So I'm planning on having your mom come on the show, which I think will be a real hoot.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
she is one of the most amazing human beings that I've ever met on this earth. She's funny, but she's
Loud.
she's what?
Funny, loud, embarrassing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Embarrasses
I'll
me.
like her.
But that's a son that would say that, of course. But I find it so wonderful and amazing that she would have imparted part of that spirituality. It's not about religion.
Yeah, well, she introduced it to me. So
Yeah.
I'd
Well,
have to
I'm
thank
just
her for that.
surprised he accepted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does your brother, does Chris?
My brother, he's open to it, but he's never gone to any of the seminars or not. But he is open to it.
Yeah. Have you done the Diksha on him?
I have, yes.
And is that kind of funny or odd or it's interesting? You know how some twins sometimes they'll, if one gets hurt, the
yeah.
other one feels the pain. So when you did it to him, what did you feel? I mean, because he's your twin, right?
I mean, I know he's pretty closed off with his emotions and
Yeah.
whatnot. But I mean, like when I give Diksha to somebody, I can feel something, or I might not feel nothing at all. But
Yeah.
when I did it to him, I felt very little. Not because anything was wrong, but it just depends on the person and where they are in their state of mind. Like when I did it to my mom,
Yeah.
she has a hearing aid. The first time I did it to her, she said she felt tingling in her left ear, or whichever ear it was. She said she felt tingling. And then the next day I did, she said she felt it on the other side. So
Oh, that's
I thought that was
amazing.
pretty cool.
So that's where her imbalance
Mhm.
is in the ears. My imbalance, because I have a
Yeah.
touch of whatever it is.
Well, your brain releases all the chemicals in your body, so I guess with Diksha it activates that,
Yeah.
and it activates that chemical balance. So it probably releases chemicals to create that balance or that movement in the body, because it is a physical kind of movement
Yeah.
in the body that takes place.
Twins are very interesting, though.
They are, aren't
I
they?
mean, as a talent agent, and I would have a call on twins, and all these twins would come in. And there's a twin agency in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll check it out.
You should check it out because you'll make money.
He would, wouldn't he? Doesn't he have the looks for it?
Well, yeah, but the fact that he's a twin, that's all they want is twins.
yeah.
But when I would interview twins, there was always one that did all the talking and one that sat quietly. And the one that sat quietly, when that twin would talk, would look over to the stronger twin like, yeah, that's right, isn't it? Always trying to get confirmation.
Mhm.
So there's always one stronger, one not so outspoken.
My brother's pretty outspoken. I think we're pretty even at that
Really?
aspect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well-
wonder if that doesn't have something to do with you having developed
Yeah.
or started developing your awareness, when you were 18.
True. I think it's interesting. I mean, twins are interesting.
Yeah.
So there's a whole world there that we'll never know about.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Like if he hurts himself one day, and like I'll feel something sometimes. Or if I hurt my leg a while back, and he said he was at work and just he started getting sharp pains in his knee because I smacked it into an end table accidentally.
wow.
But he said he's like his knee was killing him all day. So I thought
How
that was
wild is that?
That's what I mean. You know, everything
Yeah.
that we talk about on the show,
Mhm.
energy, things happening, the mind, you can see it right there with Michael and
And
his
Chris.
brother,
Yep.
Chris. I mean, it's right there. I mean, he didn't know Michael hit his knee. Go
Wow.
figure.
Go figure. Well, you'll definitely have to give him the name of that studio. And
Yep,
Yeah.
they're still in business. That's all they do.
wow, that would be really neat.
Make some easy
I
cash.
bet you
Yeah.
you would make some easy cash. Yeah.
And guy twins are hard to come by.
Oh, are they?
Guy twins, good-looking guy twins, are even harder to come by. Okay. Oh, what? You? You have a twin? Oh, you have a
Oh.
twin.
Nice. That's funny.
Oh, look. Oh, Steve. Guy twins are.
Guy twins.
Well,
Yeah.
we also have another set of twins in our family also.
Do you really?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Male?
Male.
Oh, yeah,
Alex
male
and John.
twins, yeah. John and Alex. And they were both football stars from Thornton Academy, by the way, for people that want to know, a couple of years
Right.
ago. Oh, yeah.
Well, you tell them Tony. I'll give you the number. You
But
send
they're not identical, right?
They're fraternal.
They're
Yep.
fraternal. But you're identical. Well, you don't think
Not
you
really.
are, but it took me at least a
tight.
year before I could, you know,
Yeah.
I could figure both who was who.
We're fraternal, but I mean, I don't know. It's weird. Sometimes someone can tell the difference. Other times they have no idea. Like I'll walk in a room and I'll meet somebody. I'll walk out, and if my brother's there, he'll walk in, and they'll go up and talk to him, and they'll have no idea, because he'll probably just stare at them like, "Do I know you?" But that happens to me pretty often with
Wow.
us. Yeah. So I guess we're kind of in the middle
Yeah.
of identical and fraternal. So.
Well, it's like if you saw Chris, you know, right, if they were wearing I really think if you were wearing the same clothes, it would really be difficult.
Yeah. And also if he grows his beard out too,
Yeah.
then most people don't have a chance.
Get into a lot of trouble and blame your brother. I mean, that's where my mind's going, but who, you know.
How funny
Well,
is that?
Steve is giving us a signal over there.
Oh, is he?
He was.
Oh, okay. So I guess the show is coming to an end today, and this has really been entertaining.
Well,
Been
thank
great.
you for having me.
And very entertaining, informative.
And something new we didn't know about.
Yeah. And I really hope that people out there will feel it. And I'd like to thank the audience for having been with us today. And I hope that your weekend is safe, happy, and full of joy. Thank you.